pretty sure.
Yeah!
Gotta get their fast shot.
Yeah!
Gotta get their fast shot! There it is.
Hello Britball Nation, I'm Nick Wilson-Tower, Editor-in-Chief here at DoubleCoverage.com, and welcome to the Power Rankings following Week 6 of the BAFA Adult National Leagues. A great weekend of balling saw some big scorelines and even bigger ramifications, so let's take a look at how this has all affected the rankings. But before we jump in, remember that you too can do your bit to grow the game by assisting DC in reaching as wide an audience as possible. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already, share our vids and posts on Facebook and retweet them on Twitter. It might not seem like much, but it really helps us out in growing the number of people we can promote the British game to, which is ultimately what we're all about here at DC. Now let's see those rankings. No cuts this week, but an honourable mention goes to the London Hornets, who bounced back from a disappointing loss against the Exiles in Week 5 and even their season out at 2-2. They're very much still in the race in the SFC1 East and will look for revenge against Kent in their third bout against the Exiles in 5 games in Week 8.
10.
The Eagles continue to cling on to a ranking spot by merit of their record, but will be looking for a convincing win this weekend against the on-form looking Solent Thrashers. Elsewise, the Eagles might well find the South Coast side poaching their place in the rankings.
9.
Caesars slide a little, only due to others climbing. Back-to-back games against a lacklustre looking Birmingham provides a good bouncing board to see the Caesars climb the ranks once more, but they've got a scary looking second half of their season ahead of them that they'll need to be prepping for.
8.
Similarly, the Saints slip a little due to the impressive performances of others in the tier. This weekend should be their biggest challenge to date in the middle tier as they take on an undefeated Sussex Thunder. A win would see the newcomers to Division 1 rocket up the rankings.
7.
The Rams finally looked much more like their successful 2016 iteration on Sunday, pushing out to a big early lead against the Mustang side that had otherwise looked to be improving as their season went on. Another bye week approaches before they'll look for a vengeance against the Viking side that shut down their offense entirely in their season opener.
6.
Cats stay put following a couple of byes. If they've maintained momentum from their 3-game hot streak, we'll be looking for a big win on Sunday against the Colchester Gladiators, ahead of the Cats season getting busy again in the latter part of the summer.
5.
Much the same, no move for the Exiles, though following a strong second half performance that allowed them to turn over the Hornets, they'll be hoping to go one better than their tie against the Olympians in their Week 7 game, allowing them to keep ahead of the crowd in the hotly contested SFC1 East.
4.
So far this year, the Thunder's highlights have helped them look like the class of Southern Division 1 balling, but following 2 narrow wins over the South Wales Warriors, we're thinking they will likely need to show more spark on offense to keep ahead of a Saints side that found its groove in the second half against Ouse Valley in their last outing. The two clash on Sunday with an opportunity for Sussex to establish themselves as a top 3 Division 1 side once again.
3.
The Falcons stay put at 3 as we eagerly await Sunday's second straight game against the Steelers once again in Sandwell. The second of 3 clashes, critics have said we've made too much of a fuss over the Falcons' narrow loss to the Steelers, who have topped the rankings since the start of the season, emphasising that the Leicester side gave up a 21-point lead. Guess now we'll see whether the Falcons were deserving up their flight up the ranks as the two teams clash once more.
2.
Titans climb off the back of a huge second half thumping of the Vikings. There were arguments in DC towns about whether the Titans were worthy of the top spot, but the calibre of opposition has allowed the Steelers to keep their throne, for now. Sunday sees the Titans finally cut the ribbon on their new home digs, welcoming a Mustangs team that they made short work of in Week 1. Another big win in this game and struggles for Sandwell, and we'll expect another raging debate in the DC Profanal office come Sunday evening.
1.
And as we mentioned, Sandwell stay at number 1, but their rule atop the rankings isn't looking as secure as it did before. We're going to want to see something convincing from our top team in the tier this weekend, 4 full quarters of balling rather than 2 and a bit please, Sandwell. And there you have it, nation. That's what we wound up with when looking at the rankings in this tier. Do you agree? We're fairly certain a good chunk of you don't, so let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Remember that DC can only keep doing what we do if we have the support of the community. We've got some huge plans to change the way the Britball Nation is able to reach out to the wider sporting community, but we need your help to make them a reality. We're looking for funds to revolutionise our site and make it a true hub for all things Britball, while at the same time ensuring DC is able to become sustainable past the next few months and keep supporting and growing the game. As such, if you're one of the thousands that engages with our content each and every day, we'd really love if you head over to gofundme.com/dblcoverage and spare a $5 or whatever you think 7 days a week of Britball content is worth. Our thanks to those who have stepped up and contributed already, but we're a long way from our goal, so all further support is incredibly appreciated. With that said, remember to play hard, play safe, and quick. Go nag your team media person to ship some highlights over to us for the Week 6 highlight video. We've been growing the number of teams involved each week and we want this to be the biggest one yet.